Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to installment number 2 of live Facebook streams of poetry readings for the Poetic License June 2020 open mic, the home edition. I know, we can't go meeting at Recycled Reads like we normally do in Austin on the first Sunday of every month from 3:30 until 5:30, but I thought I would sit near a library and have some books around me and read to you from here. And lucky you guys, this gives you guys the chance to come in from outside of Austin. And if anybody wants to share anything on the Facebook events page for it, you can. Sharing your poems or short stories as feeds, or links to video clips or live streams or live audio clips, anything you like, because sometimes we have music coming into play. I think a few times I've come to sing for you guys. That was crazy. And I'm just crazy that we've been quarantined for so long that I try to braid my hair. It's that long. I think the only other time in my life I had my hair braided was in college over half a lifetime ago. What is that? Which means it's not falling and not doing well and falling apart, but yay, getting back to my roots and my youth, I guess. I believe I see somebody standing. I guess I give you a wave. See, this silly Facebook stream says, hey, by the way, wave to the new You're so high, you guys. I thought I would share with you, hey, I just realized that the glasses I'm wearing kind of matches this glove that is on the cover of the new issue of Down in the Dirt magazine, the June 2020 issue, which is called Existential Threats, which is a title of one of the pieces that's accepted in this book. And then afterward, of course, I then saw one of the masks that are sitting out in the street. Welcome to the new normal that you see this scattered around. I'm seeing more of this in the street than I am seeing plastic bags, which is a mind-blowing experience right there. But I thought I would share with you a couple of poems from this book for you, and I hope you enjoy it. And if anybody's interested in submitting writing to CC&D Magazine or Down the Dirt Magazine, you can go to scars.tv, and you can look up either magazine and submit whatever writing you would like, because I would double plus love getting submissions from you. There are links to emails for me for sending writing there as well. In the meantime, see, some people know, you can't see it because they're well hidden on another shelf. A couple years ago, as a challenge, I wrote poems for every element in the periodic table. And friend Avram then sent me a note and said, by the way, Science and Engineering News online is having a contest for doing things that are Twitter-length poems. So I started churning out Twitter-length poems, and one of them actually won 3rd place in it. It was already done. I'm like, really? I'm just trying to rattle stuff off. But in that, I decided that I would try to write something for all of them. So I managed to cram one into this issue. And I'm playing with these glasses that match these cover because Tom the World Poet, somebody here from Austin, well, he's not from Austin, he's an Austin transplant like me, but he is an Australian fellow. He would come run open mics, and he would come in wearing or having a stack of glasses, and I would pull out one and put it on and be like, oh, what do you think? How do I look? And I keep putting on his glasses. So because he's not with me right now, I'm putting these glasses on in his honor, and this is why I am not looking at you through them, because they're kind of hard to see through. That's... I just saw that. I'm like, can't do it. But I thought I'd try to have the glasses on and try to read stuff for you, including this first poem, which, as I said, was a periodic table Twitter poem. And if they are short like that, I will try to come up with images for them, and I had enough space to put the image down in the book for this as well, because this one was for cesium in the periodic table. It's called Cesium for Certainty. Threats keep increasing. Find our GPS for time. Log in protests and crimes to the nanosecond. It takes too much to keep the city clean. We wonder if this is the worst of times, or just one of those times. With too much to do, I can't lose a second in 100 million years to keep up. Okay, you guys will have to look up what cesium is, because it's measuring for clocks for being able to get time and perfect. See, you learn all these crazy things about the elements worried. And hi, Louise, and there are more people showing up. So I would learn about the elements and trying to come up with Twitter-length poems for cesium, right? So, but enough of the elements. I'm going to go with poems that relate to, I believe, different events that have happened in June, because I would write poems all throughout the year for different events that happened throughout June, since this is a June issue, Existential Threats, and Down in the Dirt magazine. This one is called Voluptuous and Intelligent, too. And it was written on June 4th after hearing about the Chicago Tribune news reporter, Maureen Dallas Watkins, who, after reporting about female murderers who dressed up, wore makeup and styled their hair and acted feminine, they would get out of murder convictions. And then they wrote a play on it, which was later adapted into the musical Chicago. What? You hear these things, you're like, you've got to be kidding me. So this one is called Voluptuous and Intelligent, too. Too many times, men treated me as if I couldn't have a brain, and they objectified me every chance they could take. I was thrown into their male-dominated den, but I learned fast. I had the brains, but I could also use what made men weak. You see, I wore mini-skirts, plunging necklines, and padded bras, and I learned how to flip my hair and act ignorant. Because, get a load of this, being intelligent doesn't work with men's notion of objectification. I played my part. I was adored, and my men actually thought I was a natural blonde back then. And I knew exactly how to play their game, because I could flaunt my wares just enough to make men salivate. I allowed men to adore until I could show them a thing or two about being intelligent, too. That story blew my mind, though, about hearing these news reports about convicted women that were charged with murder in Chicago, and they said, no, if we just doll ourselves up and look really pretty and say, oh, but we're just innocent, we don't know, and they would get out of murder charges. And the woman that was a writer for the Tribune would write about this, and it ended up becoming and converted into the play Chicago, which just blows my mind. So there you have it, which is why I'm not wearing a plunging neckline for anybody in a live video feed. I hope that everybody, however, is, if they're interested, also posting things on the Facebook event page for it. I know that there were a couple of people that said, oh, I've got stuff I want to be able to post up there. You're welcome to. It's an open page and anybody can. All of these live feeds will be posted up when I'm done reading. I can get them all off. Otherwise, they're just on my page. But I'll just get back to reading. Sorry, you guys. This poem was written on World Environment Day, which is June 5th, 2 days ago. And it's called Escape to Peace. We create and build our environment. We look to escape to peace and tranquility. If only we lived in a green environment and not such a gray one. Because only once we clear our head of all our internal pollution, we become aware of the external pollution. Smokestacks and car exhaust fumes choke us, and industrial farming pollutes the environment, using up our resources to kill en masse. We pollute our minds as we pollute the earth, and we wonder what more we can do to finally feel at peace in our environments again. Okay. Theme switch, you guys. This one was written on June 12th. This is the anniversary of the day President Reagan tells Gorbachev to tear down that wall. This was fun writing these things for all these different topics. So this one's called Sledgehammers and Shears. Caustic. That was you, trying to win me over, claiming any of my freedom as I struggled for it, and I had to escape. I had to break free. And yeah, you were the smooth talker. You promised peace and prosperity. But as soon as you got your claws into me, you tried to reduce me to nothing and tell me that this horrendous hole was where I belonged. But I knew better, and I didn't care what strong-arm tactics you used. I was stronger than this, and I could use my mind to not only gain freedom, but also gain wealth, and gain knowledge to spread wealth, and spread knowledge, and spread freedom. You thought you could pull the wool over my eyes, over everyone's eyes, but our freedom is ultimately stronger than you. So, fight you I did. You knew you couldn't suck me in, but you thought that wouldn't stop you from taking others in too. So you built walls, and you flexed your muscles, and you tried to be the one with the ultimate control. But after so many times, there was only so much everyone could take. So when people on both sides of your precious wall kept trying to hear each other through those armed guards, through those crumbling concrete pieces, when everyone was sick and tired of your oppression, I thought, I know a thing or two about concrete. I know what concrete can do. So I had to speak. Tear down that wall is all I could say. And after that, the masses came with sledgehammers and shears, because all of us knew that your idea of how it should be could never be the way for the world, including me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I think from this book, I've got 4 more. Oh, these are all event pieces. I hope you enjoyed them. This one was written on Nature Photography Day. Photos, yay. Sorry. This is called Orange Clouds and Blood Red Sunsets. My years of photography schooling in college was designed to prep me for photojournalism, catching the action for the big reported story. With that camera as my extension of my right arm, I'd really be at a moment's notice ready to swing that camera up to my eyes when the time was right. And I may be no Ansel Adams recording wind speeds and altitudes and longitudes for photos, but with this catching the moment mentality ingrained in my head, I stumbled upon nature scenes I now have to share with the world. Its own impulse, but then you see something so breathtaking that your only thought is to share it with the world. Dormant trees laden with snow at a creek at an overpass reflecting the cloud-filled sky, or orange clouds creating a one-of-a-kind mystery in the sky that only you can decipher. Then catch the sun through clouds on a rainy day, or in a blood-red sunset over Lake Pontchartrain, or catch that instant that the sun peeks out seconds after a total solar eclipse. See the sun setting from 50,000 feet in the air and capture the divide between day and night from on high. Catch bare footprint shadows in the snow. Get on a boat and get to the water and capture icebergs and glaciers, or all of the shards of ice like glass scattered in the water that makes the sea look like a crisscross puzzle with pieces scattered about. Find long trails along mountainsides, or stop when you see a massive field of giant sunflowers. Don't forget the pollinating bee you may see on dying daisies, and go back to that intense blue waters breaking at the shoreline. Wait, what about those moss pieces hanging from plantation trees in the southern United States that remind you of the trees brimming with life at the highlands or the bamboo forest from Puerto Rico? Because from ice to snow to lakes or ponds, that nature is so brimming with life. So journalists, photographers, stop looking for people for the action sometimes. Nature has so much majestic, breathtaking, mind-blowing action to share, and in an instant, their moment is gone too. And that is worth sharing. So most definitely true. Just for some of the photos you can catch. And in fact, I see people here, Louise, I've seen some of the coolest sunset shots you've got in sky photos. and it's a beauty, and sometimes you just have to, because you just have to be able to share these things because they're just so incredibly amazing. And in fact, following up on that and talking about photographing things, I've got a Twitter length poem here that was written on National Camera Day. How fitting when I was talking about photographing things. And it had an Instagram photo, and I will share it for you guys here. And it's, whoop, there it is, and it's going to be out of focus, but it's a camera lens popping through a page, and I try to be able to cram that in there in the books as well. This one's a short one called "Kept My Eye on You." I have kept my eye on you. You say I'm obsessed, and you fear that bullet sound, but that's just my shudder. I think I read that at Kick Butt with Tom, and he just got the biggest kick out of that one. And the Tom with the man with the many pairs of glasses, which is why I've got my glasses on parade here. And my cat's trying to get in on the action too. Hi, you. I'm going to share 2 more for you. And we'll see how these go for event poems. This one was written on June 16th. It was on the anniversary of the day in 1940 when communist governments took over Lithuania. Small country, tiny country. Half of my history is my mother's side. I'm Lithuanian. And this one is called Vanquished by the Sleeping Giant. We draw strength from our past experiences. When only light and truth could guide our steps, we have no choice but to remember our battles. We now dread what bloodshed may lie ahead when a sleeping giant just past our border once went in and took us over, nearly destroying us. We fought back then, recovered independence, wearily tethering our small state together again. Why must we fight such an unforgiving enemy? Who do we hold accountable but a faceless face we're supposed to revere as a supreme commander? Oh, supreme comrade, what more can we do to prove to you that it is we who should be treated with solemn respect, we with true dignity? Our people have fought you without question for far too many years, and now we live in a fractured society because of your reign. Wanting to take us over, you now provide this truly wicked, thinly veiled ultimatum to take us over, which only meant you could infiltrate us, and we could have no choice at this point in the battle but to welcome you in. But it is you that does not understand. We could not in good conscience do this. If your war will continue to rage on, know that the battle will be ours in the end. They talk about the little ones winning the war, coming back from darkness when all was lost. This is why I said past experience is where we draw strength. Only light and truth will guide our steps. We remember our battles. We stand proud of our past and our future. And we will always embrace our culture and our history forever. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving you weird, strange ones for June events here that are in the June 2020 issue of Down in the Dirt that was just recently released, called Existential Threats. Because the new normal in Chicago, it would be seeing plastic bags anywhere, but now we're seeing surgical gloves or like back cover masks all over the place instead of actual plastic bags. Is that not crazy? Welcome to the new normal. Oh, it's frightening when you can think of what the new normal is when you see this one, which was the last poem for Juneteenth, written on June 19th, on Juneteenth. It was the only known day to celebrate the ending of slavery in the United States. So we'll end on this one for you. I hope you appreciate it. It's called Feeling of False Ownership. They say they gave us human rights months ago. Isn't that funny, having to pass laws to give us rights? Don't we have inalienable rights? Where did they go? But still, the farther south you traveled in this country, the harder it was for white men to treat us as human. in the Midwest, all the way to Chicago. We were equals, but it seems that Texas, in particular, didn't want to shake their feeling of false ownership, and we had to pay for it. Maybe it took too long for Lincoln's proclamations to reach Texas, but it wasn't until June 19th when Union General Gordon Granger said, read General Order Number 3 in Galveston that stated that we were free. General Order Number 3. Those 4 words are music to my ears, although I'm still blown away that a war had to be fought. Proclamations had to be made across all of these states to proclaim something we've known in our hearts, in our souls, forever. When this day finally came to us, call it Juneteenth, it really did lift each and every voice up to sing hallelujah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you liked that reading from this new issue of Down in the Dirt magazine that is called Existential Threats, because the new normal is not plastic around in your neighborhoods, but surgical gloves and masks everywhere. It's talking to other family members, and they're like in Maryland going, oh yeah, you see bags like that everywhere. It's scary compared to what we would see in Chicago, plastic bags everywhere, since you can't have plastic bags in the city of Austin for grocery stores. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that reading. I'm going to come back in just a few minutes with readings from a new book for you guys. I hope everybody is posting in the Facebook event page for the Poetic License Open Mic. And I will see you in just a few. Thank you all for listening. Stay safe, stay poetically inclined, and you are loved.